Welcome to the first edition of The Match, your sports talk show on SBN.
I'm Mason West.
I'm Hetterich, and we're ready to get going. So what we got here first?
Guess we can talk about high school sports first.
Yeah, we got
in football action last Friday night. Your home Pitty's Thunderhawks beat Fairfield Indians by a score of 23-21 on a last-second field goal by junior Trevor Hoffman. Pretty interesting game. I didn't actually go to that. I know you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Any thoughts you had on the game?
Yeah, we were definitely ahead early going into the first half. I believe we were up 13-0.
Yeah,
coming out of the half.
An early lead for sure.
Yeah, coming out of the half, we looked a little lackadaisical, I may say. We each scored one in the third, but in that fourth quarter, they scored 14 straight.
Yeah, got a little scared there at the end for sure.
Especially when they scored with 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
You don't know what's really going to happen. Luckily, TJ was able to bring us down, get us into that scoring position. We weren't able to punch it in for the touchdown like we wish we would have been able to. But we got that field goal late to win it.
It was a 20-yard field goal according to the stat book here. It was actually, I saw videos of it on Twitter. It looked like the kick was deflected.
Yeah, it was
tipped in through the uprights. So
yeah, I was able to see a video from behind the goalpost.
Yeah.
And you could tell it maybe went in by a foot.
Yeah, it was close for sure. So definitely a big GMC win for East, who started out 0-3, but they have now won their last 2 games.
Yeah.
They have a match against
Oak Hills maybe this week. We're not sure about Oak Hills yet.
Yeah, sounds like Oak Hills had quite some positive tests from their football team. So
unable to play West last week. Hopefully they can play us this week. If not, maybe we can find a team to play us, or we'll be going into the playoffs 2 and 3.
And with the new format this year for the OHSAA playoffs, every team does qualify for the playoffs. So I believe they do find out their seeding this Thursday. I was talking to Charlie. He said seeding comes out this Thursday, and they're awaiting on their opponent for the first round of that playoff match. So should be interesting heading forward for sure. Definitely a different season this year though.
Yeah, hopefully with it being a playoff game, we're able to get a couple more fans in there. Maybe,
oh yeah, for sure.
Maybe build somewhat of a student section, help give our team maybe a little bit of an energy boost.
Yeah, I'd definitely love to cover that game for sure.
Yeah. A couple of highlights of this past game. TJ was able to throw for 144 yards on only 6 completions.
Okay.
And Charlie, he caught 2 catches for 96 yards.
Josh had a couple rushing touchdowns too.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
I think he caught one. Let's look here. No, I think he ran one in.
Okay.
He also had an interception though, so Josh definitely heck of a game from him.
Yeah.
We had a soccer match last night.
Yeah. Moving on to soccer.
Yeah. The Thunderhawks took on Kettle West Firebirds. It was a tight match. East ended up pulling away 3-0. We were able to really take control in that first half. The game got delayed about 5 minutes in. Thunderstruck.
Oh jeez.
Thunderstruck in the Hawks' nest. You know how it is. Ended up not starting the game back out till about 8:15, but by the time it was about 10:30, the Hawks took away that 3-0 win. But it came at a bit of a cost. Our goalie Lucas Fields ended up getting hurt with about 10 minutes left in the game.
Oh wow.
Even caused Peyton Tennis to get a yellow card.
Oh.
Because the guy ran into Lucas, and then Peyton, backs up his teammate like he should.
Yeah. Both
Cost him a
seniors
little
on that
bit,
team too.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of seniors on that roster this year. Jack Leonard, Peyton Tennis.
Yeah, both.
Lucas Fields, couple.
Yeah, Jack Plenner and Peyton Tennis both captains of the game last night. Definitely played a big role. Played almost all of the game. Peyton only came out for a couple minutes after that yellow card, but Jack was able to stay in there just about the whole game.
Yeah, all right. It's always nice to get a win over the other school over in Westchester.
Yeah.
Moving on to some college football. This past weekend, we had a couple big upsets in just the third week of college football games. We had number 3 Oklahoma drop a loss to Kansas State 38-35. That game was actually at Oklahoma, so they lost that game at home.
Second time in a row that Oklahoma's lost to Kansas State.
That's killer for sure.
Kansas State put up 14 unanswered in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah,
Spencer
they had a
Rattler
pretty big
fell
lead at
apart.
halftime.
I don't know. You expect more from the number one quarterback and recruit out of his 2018 high school class.
Yeah, for sure.
Even being sponsored on or shown on QB1, that Netflix series.
Yeah. Oh, he was on that?
Yeah, he was on that.
Interesting. So, yeah, definitely a lot of hype to live up to for him. He's still just a freshman.
And
But
playing behind, what was it, 2 Heisman with Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray playing right after them.
as well as Jalen Hurts, who finished third or second in the Heisman voting last year, actually.
Yeah, he's definitely not a slack.
Yeah.
Big shoes to fill there.
Along with that, we had a new set of rankings come out this week that did include teams from the Big Ten and Pac-12. Now that the Pac-12 is announcing their return to play this fall, we did see a few teams from the Pac-12 up in the top 25. Notably, you have Ohio State at number 6, which was interesting.
That's
considering before I believe they had them at 2.
Yeah.
Before the Big Ten canceled their season.
Who do they have in the top 5 now?
You got Clemson 1, Alabama 2, Florida 3, Georgia 4, Notre Dame 5.
And Notre Dame this year, first time in a conference in a long time.
Yeah.
In the ACC.
Yeah, they are in the ACC
So
this
you
year.
expect either them or Clemson to drop out of the top 4 within the coming weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
If they play.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think Ohio State will definitely climb back up there after they get a few wins underneath the belt.
I sure hope so. With the shortened schedule they have this year, it might be hard for a Big Ten or Pac-12 team to get into the playoff, but Ohio State's definitely looking pretty good this year.
Yeah, I think they have an 8-game schedule, but with the Big Ten championship makes it 9.
Yeah.
They should be able to,
Yeah.
if they end up going 9-0, especially playing at Penn State.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a big win.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think they have the talent to do it, but got to get through their schedule first. A couple other Big Ten teams in there. You have Penn State at number 10, Wisconsin at number 19, Michigan at number 23, and it looks like that's about it.
I believe the local Cincinnati team is it top 15?
Yeah, they're 15 right now. They did drop a spot from 14 last week, but they had a nice win over Army. Sorry, voice crack. They did have a nice win over Army this past weekend, 24-10.
Yeah, I know. Before the Big Ten and Pac-12 decided they were coming back,
they were actually up in the top 10, weren't they?
Yeah, Desmond Howard had them getting into the college football playoffs.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about.
You see the LSU game?
Yeah.
First time
another upset
since 1998 where a defending champion has lost the opening.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it's mainly due to the Mississippi State quarterback. He had a SEC record, 623 yards that game.
Oh wow, LSU's defense definitely
taking a hit from last year.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, with the loss of Joe Burrow, their offense is
they don't have him to bail
not going to be the same as this year, but it's definitely going to be a different college football season than what we're used to, but looking forward to how that turns out in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
That's about it for that. I guess we can move on to NFL.
Big Monday night game. Chiefs, Ravens. Many predicting the Ravens to go 16-0 this year, but that Super Bowl champion and Super Bowl MVP, Patrick Mahomes, had something to say about that.
Yeah, definitely an interesting game. I didn't get to watch much of it, but I definitely feel like the Chiefs controlled the majority of that game. They ended up coming out on top 34-20.
Patrick Mahomes scored all the touchdowns. He ran one in. He threw for 4.
He had 5 total,
and
right? That's what I read.
I believe I saw something about his September stats. Give me 1 second. He is 10-0 in September. He's thrown 32 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and he's thrown 3,304 yards in September.
0 interceptions. That's pretty darn impressive for sure. I
think that's tough to say. He might be the best player in September opening up the season.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with that.
I don't know if you saw. You said you didn't see much of the game, but Lamar Jackson did close to nothing that game.
Really? The Chiefs defense did a pretty good job.
Which is unusual for the Chiefs because normally it's Patrick Mahomes having to have a shootout with the other team.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at this, he only had about 180 total yards.
Okay.
Half in the air, half on the rushing them.
Well, if you can stop him, it does make it a little bit easier to beat them.
But. I mean, the best play of the game for the Ravens was a kick return, 93-yarder.
it's probably a rough game for the Ravens offense on Monday night. Also, first game of the year has been postponed in the NFL, the Steelers and Titans. That game is being postponed until at least next Monday or Tuesday.
They're hoping to get it Monday night if possible, depending on how the tests come back. I saw that breaking news I think it was just 30 minutes ago.
Their Steelers, as of right now, do not have any positive tests, but the Titans do.
And I also know that, along with the Titans, the Vikings
closed
down their
each other.
facilities.
Yeah, so a few positive tests came out of that game from this past weekend. Titans actually did win that game. They're 3-0 as of right now, and as are the Steelers. So would be a pretty big Monday night game if that does end up getting rescheduled for Monday night. But
I don't possibly see the Titans pulling off that game.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be tough. I think the game is in Tennessee, so it might make it tough for the Steelers.
But with lack of fans, I don't know if Tennessee's having fans or not. But with the Steelers' defense rolling and Big Ben back with a new arm, I mean,
they're going to be very tough to stop this year for sure. I think so. They could definitely push the Ravens and maybe the Chiefs for the AFC title.
Did you watch much of the Bengals Eagles game?
I caught a few minutes of it, but.
Carson Wentz was looking like his old self, throwing terrible balls, not doing much.
Really?
What do you expect from Carson Wentz nowadays?
Yeah, I did see Joe Burrow was getting a lot of pressure on him from that Eagles defense.
I think just about any time he put the ball from his waist to his head to throw the ball, that's about the amount of time he had to throw.
Yeah. Well, that offensive line's not helping him out at all.
And they lost their right tackle also, so that's never going to help.
Yeah.
It's almost like you got to have 9 guys block for him, and then AJ Green run a route.
Yeah.
That might be the best chance we have.
Yeah, probably. Another typical year for the hometown team, Bengals this year. But do have a rookie quarterback, so we'll give him a few years.
I just want him to get his first win. I know we tied, but that's not a win. Both teams go out feeling like they lost.
Yeah.
That's the one rule I hate in the NFL where, you can end in a tie.
Yeah,
that just doesn't seem to make sense.
I think it should be very similar to what college overtime is. That just makes more sense.
The shootout kind of.
Start at the 25 and stuff. Yeah. No, go ahead.
They shortened the overtime period anyways. They used to be that full 15-minute quarter.
Now it's only 10?
It's only 10 now.
Yeah, so it makes ties even more likely to happen, which, that does not make sense at all in my opinion.
Then again, we never should have been in that spot. Our defense. Not great, and then our offense couldn't score late. It was just when one part of our team was going well, the other wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
We just couldn't get the whole team on the same page.
Yeah, for sure. Major League Baseball action. Actually, right now as we speak, we have the hometown team, Cincinnati Reds.
We got Trevor Bauer on the mound tonight.
Yeah.
Tell you what, he's looking like, I'm thinking Cy Young.
Yeah. That'd be the first time in a while that a Reds pitcher has won that award. And looks like we're in the middle of the second inning, still 0-0. The Reds are up against the Atlanta Braves.
If I'm not mistaken, he's still got a no-hitter going. It's early, but...
Yeah, I believe he does so far.
I mean, that's Cy Young. I think it's got to be his. He's got 100 strikeouts this year, 1.73 GPA, or not GPA, ERA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I just don't see how any other way. I don't know who else it could go to, possibly.
Yeah, I was pretty excited when we got that trade with Cleveland last year that sent him to Cincinnati. I knew from the very beginning that his potential was going to be off the charts.
And I think he brings a ball club together. I think that personality of his, he's out there to have a good time, but he's also there to get the business done.
Yeah, he's a veteran too. He's been in the league for a bit now, so he kind of knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. So, first time in 7 years now that the Reds are back in the playoffs. So,
I went to the last game that they were in the playoffs. It was against the Giants.
Oh, Game 5? I was at that game too, actually. I think it was 20.
I didn't even think it was going to be a game that time.
Yeah.
Remember, me and my dad ended up walking out, beat the traffic because we knew what was happening.
Yeah.
But then again, you had Buster Posey, who was unbelievable.
And that's back when the Giants were winning
every time.
Yeah.
They put on a show.
Uh-huh.
They were better than the cheating Astros.
All right, I think that's about
the NBA Finals?
all we have. Oh yeah, no, can't forget about the NBA. Yeah, before we sign off,
I want to hear your prediction. What do you think? Lakers, Heat, how many games?
I'm going to say Lakers in 6. I think the Heat will make it an interesting series. I think they might even steal game 1 tonight, maybe catch the Lakers napping a little bit. But I just think LeBron and Anthony Davis are just going to be too much for the Heat. And I think the Lakers will find a way to get it done. They've been the favorite in every series so far. And just when you think they might be struggling, they go on a tear and win 4 straight games like we saw them do against the Nuggets.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it'll definitely be an interesting series. The Heat have proven themselves time and time again, and they definitely deserve to be there. So
yeah,
see if they can pull off the upset.
I think the Lakers will win. I'm thinking it's going to go 7.
7. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I just think that the Lakers have depth, but they don't have as good as depth as the Heat do. I mean, you have Tyler Hero coming off the bench who's averaging close to 16 a game.
Yeah, he is.
And you got 4 starters averaging 18 or more.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
They do play good defense. That is one thing.
I know
they
don't have much to match up with Anthony Davis. They got Jimmy Butler was able to stop LeBron. I wouldn't say stop, but kind of limit him whenever he was on the Heat and Jimmy Butler was on the Bulls. So they have a lot of games played against each other. You know, Eric Spoelstra knows a lot about LeBron.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier.
That is true, yeah.
But I think Rajon Rondo could be a key factor for the Lakers.
Yeah, he's a little veteran in there.
Yeah, he's been playing great. I mean, LeBron's got Ray Allen a ring. Is it time for him to get Rondo a ring? And I think it's going to make Paul Pierce even more upset.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard the things Paul Pierce is saying?
Yeah.
He's been...
Him and LeBron have been beefing, it sounds like.
Yeah. I don't know who's letting them talk about LeBron like that, but
yeah.
I think we all know he's
one of the greatest players.
Yeah, I think so. And then I think the big key player for the Heat, it's either going to be Tyler Hero, but you kind of expect Hero to put up a good amount of points.
Yeah, I think he'll show up for sure, especially with his. I mean, he's a rookie still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so rookie season
like
in his NBA Finals, you know he's going to show up.
Average 20 in the conference finals. But then again, I think if Jimmy Butler can play how he does in Game 7s, how he does in Game 6, and the closing games, if he can play like that throughout the whole series, not just those couple games where you need him, I think that could be big. And one other guy for the Lakers that everybody takes as a joke, uses him as a meme, Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
He doesn't get a ton of minutes, but when he gets in there,
he definitely makes
that effect.
Yeah.
To really
gets them going sometimes. I know in the Blazers series where the Lakers did start off that series pretty slow, he kind of helped get the team going and kind of spark some energy.
Yeah, because he has that. He's a great guy. He's able to good companion with all the players, build locker room experience.
Yeah. He's still pretty young, I believe.
Yeah, he is. He looks a little older than he is.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
He
but
looks pretty old. But.
I don't know. I think he could be a big deciding factor because whenever he gets in there, he has that Rajon Rondo or LeBron James type of play. So when those three are all on the court with an Anthony Davis or a Danny Green.
Yeah. Danny Green too. You can't forget about him. He's sharpshooter.
He's been in just as many finals as LeBron has.
Yeah, and he actually is defending champion. He played on the Toronto Raptors last year, so he's now going for a second straight NBA Finals
He's going
ring.
back to back.
Yeah. But yeah, I think an interesting thing to note with this year is you're not going to have the dynamic of traveling back and forth like in normal years.
Yeah. So you're able to play the game, 1 day break game.
Yeah.
It's gonna make it go a lot faster, seem a lot quicker, like it's gonna be over.
Obviously no fans. I'm sure they're used to playing in front of no fans by now, but obviously there's no actual home court advantage for either team. So
yeah, but I wonder with the bubble being in Orlando, if all those, maids and people inside that staff, if they're all rooting for the Heat, if they see LeBron walking down the hallway or to his room, they're gonna say something to him.
Yeah.
Be the big fans.
Yeah.
Because if you care about your team, you might just have the urge to say something to LeBron, but you never know.
Yeah, I wonder how all that works with all the players together in that one little bubble. So I've seen a few videos here and there of.
It looks like it's working great though. No positive cases.
Yeah, for sure.
Not many players leaving unless, terrible circumstances, but I think it's worked out great for them, and I think the NFL, honestly, probably should have done something similar. So they've been in for 3 weeks and already have teams sitting out.
Yeah, that is true. I do think the NFL can get it under control. They're saying it's pretty likely that they'll be able to reschedule that game for next Monday or Tuesday,
Yeah.
as long as they can get the testing under control. But with like the daily rapid testing they have now, it makes it a lot easier to know in real time whether or not someone's positive. So I think that's about all we have.
Happy to have sports back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Love talking about it. We'll see you guys next week on The Match.
Thank you for watching.